Welcome back to the podcast, the Mystic Manny Jen. I'm doing something a little bit different now. I don't want to just sit on the computer and do it always in the same style. I'm making this more mobile. I am now integrating parts of my life of just I love to be outside. Why not do a podcast when I'm enjoying this beautiful sun? I'm getting some time to recharge, ground my energy from a very powerful content day. So just going to update you guys about all the things that I'm working on because there is a lot of big changes and it's been time for me to drop in and kind of update you guys on so many things going on in my life. But I might go ahead and turn it this way because I feel like I'm squinting and it might be better to do this way. Yeah, I like that better. So I'm not squinting as much. But I can't even think the last podcast that I've done where I've done the update. I want to say, let's see. I came back from Florida. I'm trying to trace my steps. I moved back from Florida back in January, so it's been adjusting living at home. I think I did talk about that on a podcast. I'm not sure if I ever released it, but I know I talked about it. Just with the different adjustments of having to move back home after many years of being on my own and being free and being my own sovereign self and figuring out who I was. And in Florida, that was just, you guys have seen the journey of that if you've been tuning in. So going from living alone to having a roommate, all the different things. It's been such a journey. And now I'm back home and I really feel like I've healed my relationship with my wounding around being home and being around family and having my own place within the family unit. So many big changes, and I think everything was initiating me to really get a lot of stuff cleared out, work on myself even more, figure out where these fears and hesitations of moving back home were really coming from and why I was avoiding it, why I want to keep running away. My pattern is that. My pattern has been to just avoid. My pattern and really looking at all aspects of myself, because this is part of the shadow work that we have to do to really grow and evolve, because I could have continued to keep hiding and I could have continued to live in Florida and be out there, but energetically I knew that time was done. I had this deep feeling where it's you're done here, you've served your time, you've done, I think I did 1.5 years, and it felt so good to just start this new chapter, especially coming up here and then starting age 37 and moving back home. And it's there's all these society things that keep us in our head and these loops of oh, you're too old to be on your own, or no, you're too old to move back home, and all these misconceptions. I've just been learning I don't really care. I don't really care that society has these expectations of us that we're supposed to be married by a certain day or time, or we're supposed to start having kids. And I really trust in the universe. I trust in God's plan for me. I know I'm here to do big things. I also know that I'm here to travel. I'm not meant to stay in one place. My energy does really good when I am not boxed into just a settled life. I thrive with this nomadic lifestyle. And I've learned that in the last 2 years, even having a place in Florida, I was barely ever even there. It was a vacation house. So now being home just kind of gives me the flexibility and the ease to move around and also heal my relationship with my family. And to me, that's been the most important thing of all of this, is to stop running away. stop running away from the problems and the stuff that comes up when you are around family, because it will. Like, family issues will trigger us. That's just what it is. And so it's an evolution for you to really dive in deep and see where you are kind of the problem too. And that's really a hard pill to swallow. And for someone like me, that was really hard to come to this realization of like, damn, well, I haven't been perfect. I've been just like avoiding everything because I've felt this burden from my family. I've felt, depleting all my money and all these things. Like, I've felt this pull from my mom, and like not feeling settled with her, and all just relationship strain with everyone. Like, and I've been working on this. I've been really trying over the last few years to heal these relationships. And where I was seeing where I was not showing up was like, I wasn't just coming home dealing with it. I wasn't figuring out the ways that I could support and love my family and heal all of this without getting enmeshed and without sacrificing, without having proper boundaries, all this kind of stuff. So all of this was definitely a huge initiation for me to come to a much truer, much more authentic version of myself. And just the way things have panned out, it's been insane. Like, it's been opening after opening. I'm understanding different things when it comes to my relationship dynamics with my family members. I'm even like working through a lot of stuff, learning about my dad through my aunt and having a real heart-to-heart with her, and she's opening up and understanding that it was in his habit to run away from his family as well, and how I carried that. Like, I'm very much like understanding of him. I very much like can put myself in his shoes of like him wanting to be free and wanting to not have to deal with the family stuff. And that is why he left Pakistan, and he did do his own thing, and he got to live his life, but then he got married, and the dynamics between my parents and having children, and they lived very different lives. So I've been doing a lot of work on this stuff, like really getting deep, doing such deep inner child healing with beautiful practitioners that are able to hold space for me and able to help me clear out a lot of this karmic stuff that doesn't need to continue, because I want to have a good relationship with my family. I want to feel good living my life. I don't want to feel shame or guilt. I don't want to hide. I don't want to have to lie. These are all things that I have been working through in my whole entire life. And I did have some time where my elderly aunt on my dad's side came to stay with me. If you didn't see the last podcast, it's a really beautiful episode where I got to interview her, and it was just so good to connect and so beautiful to have this heart to heart. Like, we did so much healing in that time. Like, every time I think about it, I just want to start crying, because she shared things with me that she's never told anyone. And I told her things that I've never told anyone. I felt immediate, like, unconditional love and acceptance. And it's something that I've like longed for in my life with my mom and with my family. And I think that's why I had to get away, and it's why I had to forge my own path, and it's why I went down the spiritual route. That's why I did kind of just leave Islam, because it wasn't supporting me in the ways that I needed. I wasn't getting answers. I was seeing the toxicity of the culture and the backbiting, the toxic behavior, and manipulation and family going against each other and drama. And I've just always wanted a free, happy, beautiful world. As a child, I wanted that. As an adult, I want that. And so that's why I had to go away. And I went away for a very long time. Went away completely. I got to get really in tune with learning about spirituality and energy and healing. And it just started opening my heart more and more and more to understanding like the infinite love and acceptance I was looking for was always there. It was within me. I just had to see it. And then now, after spending that time with my aunt, it was so deeply healing that I came back to Islam, that I understood literally all of the stuff that I've been learning through like meditation and dropping in and spirituality. All of that is very much in line with a lot of the beliefs of Islam. And what religion does, I'm seeing now from a broader point of view, is it gives you a container, a safe container to kind of live by and practice and stay in connection with God. And like the way I've been meditating, I meditate probably 3-4 times a day. So like now, understanding that that's also what prayer is. That's also what Salah is just like coming back to God 5 times a day and praising Him and, coming to Him and talking to Him. And my aunt really helped me open that up. Like the way she is, she's a God conscious woman. She remembers God in everything, and she's been through so much. She's seen 3 children's deaths in front of her. She's lost her husband. She's lost her siblings. She's literally the last person on my dad's side. And that just really hit deep, man. It really hit deep that an opening came where I had the time and I could have her come to my house and I could spend time with her. And it was all during like my birthday month and during my birthday, on my birthday, we blew the candle together. She prayed for me. It was just such a cute thing. I felt like I was like 7. But it was like literally my inner child was so happy. So just so much incredible healing from that. And I'm so thankful to God for bringing us together, for being able to see each other really and know each other really. Because now we understand, and now the relationship is just so beautiful. And alhamdulillah, it's like this was always here. And this can be the same with my mom too. I've definitely been working on this with my own mom and healing a lot of this stuff. I'm sure it's a little bit harder with that regard, but I'm trying, and I'm always praying for her. I'm always sending her love, and that she gets the healing she needs to move past certain things. And that's all I can do. I can't control. I can't try to fix. That's been a huge lesson in these months and these years of just like, we cannot control another person's journey. We cannot influence them. Their soul has to recognize that they need to heal. Their soul has to do the work. Their soul has to be open. It has nothing to do with me. I can just lead by example. I can just show who I am and hope that they're like, wow, I kind of want what she's on, I want to reach that level. And I think that's been my journey so far, is just to understand that I'm here to influence in the way that I am and just be 100% authentically who I am and own up to it. So yeah, your girl came back to Islam, and it's in such a beautiful way. And before I even knew it, I was finding myself praying and just completely surrendering to God, because my business is changing. I'm going more into sound healing. I'm starting my sound healing business. I am going to be traveling more. I'm going to be doing more content. I am leading a very beautiful group right now of women through a chakra balancing program, and that is just so beautiful, because we're already having breakthroughs, and I know the power of this work, and I know that Allah is guiding me through all of this, and I trust that. So I'm here to fully show up and fully own it, that like I am going to start researching more. I want to be a better Muslim. I want to teach others about this beautiful religion and the fact that it provides such a beautiful container for us to come home to ourselves, come home to something greater than ourselves, leave our worries, our stresses, all of that to God, and really just focus on our path of helping humanity. And that's the goal that I have in my life right now. And the fact that I have no concern over like meeting the right man or getting married or making so much money, like all these worldly things have just like fallen off my plate. And to me, that's like been such a freeing feeling, because I can just really enjoy the beauty of the world. I can just share who I am, and I don't have to hide anymore. That's what it is. It really feels like there's no more hiding. I can really just speak my truth. So Mystic Manny Jen is going to look a little bit different, because I know it's always been kind of more centered around like some business stuff, energy stuff, and to some degree I'm keeping that. You know, I will definitely do my pop-ins and that kind of stuff, my drops, but I am now in this beautiful space of like, I want to bring others in. I want to hear their story of healing. I want to hear how they integrate healing and their business or their life, and just get really deep with it. We gotta really get deep and get off of this superficial, like my business is perfect and everything's perfect in my life, because it's not. Like, we all live very complex, difficult lives with obstacles coming here and there and everywhere. But how do we handle these tests? How do we handle what comes up when we're not feeling our best, when we have to look at the shadow side of ourselves? Like with me, with running away, that was definitely my coping mechanism of just, I don't want to deal with them. I'm just going to go do my own thing. But they're still my family at the end of the day, and I have to heal this. I have to be in a better position to where I can love and accept them, and also still honor my values. And, you know, the fact that I do like to keep a peaceful home. I do like to have my boundaries honored and honor other people's boundaries. I do love clear communication. I do love people coming together. I want my nephews and my nieces to have a strong relationship with each other. I want to be an influence to them. I want to help them overcome these struggles that they're going through right now, because the world is a heavy place. And if we can't be the support they need, then who can? They're going to then have to repeat the same cycle that like we had to do. So I'm here to help. My mission is to be of service in any way that I can. So that's what I plan to do through workshops, through teaching, through connecting, bringing people together, through this podcast. Life's going to be looking a lot different, and I'm very open to it. And so if you like this kind of content and you just want to get real and you want to get deep, I will be back. I will be keeping this more consistent. And I am staying true to that, because that is what I'm here to do. Not only to just like build the community and stuff, but just to like share to people that there is a way that we can escape the old way of doing things, and the old programming and the trauma. We can heal from this stuff. We don't bypass it. We don't just stay in high vibe and all things are good. We got to deal with it. We got to look inside. We got to see our shadows. We got to release things. Just the other day, I had that inner child session, because one thing I'm working through is anger. Anger and frustration and feeling the pressures of everything. And as I was a child, I had a very bad anger problem, like so bad that it my temper tantrum was really violent. Like I would beat my sister, throw her down the steps, like really some pretty bad stuff. And even my mom was like, you need some kind of like anger management. Like I remember her looking into like programs. It was just like, this girl has some kind of issues. But I didn't really get the help that I needed. I just kind of suppressed it and lashed out in other ways. And then I rebelled and like pretty much just went my own way. So anger's been coming up in my life right now because I moved back home, and it's just like, there's a lot of pressure in the world, and how I was dealing with anger around me, like being in the vicinity of other people being angry or just all this stuff coming up, I decided to book a session with my colleague from Bali. Beautiful lady. If you do want to do some inner child healing work, I will send you her information. This stuff is transformational. So she was able to kind of drop me in to a memory where I felt the most fear due to anger back when I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old, something to do with my father. Very deep memory that I kept very much stored inside. And he wasn't mad at me or anything. It was with my sibling, and just a pretty traumatic thing for like a 7, 8-year-old, which that age that's where stuff just really starts going in deep. And I was able to really understand. I was also able to understand that I cannot control others at all. I can just stay in my peace. I have to find my strength when stuff is testing me. I have to put my faith in God, and I have to trust that everyone is on their path to healing in their own time. And that was my huge lesson from that. So I won't get into too much detail on this episode. Maybe in another one I will, because I'm already at like 22 minutes. And I want to keep this relatively short. As just a quick update that things are going to change. This channel is about to get deep. We're going to be interviewing people. We're going to be talking about different things that matter. All about the healing journey, the wellness, energy, even some business stuff too. I will be throwing in there as well, because it's all part of it, right? Like we gotta look at all the facets of life, and life is all encompassing, and even tying in my coming back to religion. Like I feel so much peace now, and I don't feel judged, and I don't feel like all these feelings that I was holding before with the religion have now just been like lifted. And I feel that I get to be my real self, and I get to explore more and learn more and be more of a student again, and then help guide others eventually with it, because I'm already getting a couple of my friends reaching out to me that they want to learn, and I'm like, I'm not a teacher. Like I can tell you the bits and pieces that I know to like get you kind of started, but I'm far from a teacher, and I do accept that, and I know that I'm just on this path to keep learning. That's all we're here to do, guys. It's just we're on this planet to learn and grow, teach and guide, and do it all together for each other, so we get a better world, so it's a new earth, so we can just really be in sync with each other and what we're here to do. So really excited about all the updates, and thank you for joining in today. I am about to drop into a deep meditation while I'm outside laying in the grass, because this is my vibe right now. And then I'm about to go inside and get some work done, and it's going to be a beautiful day. It's already been a beautiful day, but stay tuned for more podcasts, because I'm here. So I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.